Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. So then I'm like, my mama gone. I'm like, what the heck? And so I started running for that stuff back, and I mean, real bad, like real bad. And then I remember one time, I ran into my dad out there on my rip, and he was like, I've been looking for you. And then I'm like, I was nasty and dirty. Didn't have nowhere to stay because my mama had passed away, and where we were staying, they put me out. And then I promised my dad that I would go to rehab. Okay? And so I smoked that last night, and then I broke my pipe, and I went to rehab. And they kept me for a couple of days to get me cleaned out, and it was like, you ready to go? I'm like, no, if I go back out there, I'm going to surely go back to crack. I knew it. It was just a matter of time. So I know I needed to change my environment or go to a longer place, a longer rehab. All right, so they sent me to Woodland Rehab. It's a rehab. And anyways, like I said, I have free insurance, but the insurance lapsed, and I was living like in like a sober living place, and they put me out like at 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock at night, the insurance lapsed. You gotta go. You gotta go. I'm like, can y'all give me a ride to Walmart? And they're like, no. So I had to leave all of my clothes, everything, like everything. And so I left with my purse and started walking down the street. I seen a man backing out of his driveway. And I asked him, can he give me a ride to Walmart? My plan was to go to Walmart and Panhandle to get a bus ticket to go back to Gulfport. At least, I have a brother there. And I don't have to be homeless, but, you know. Okay, so I'm saying I was homeless in Gulfport, which I was. That's my brother's home. It's not my home. That's him and his wife's home. It was not mine. And it was far out in the boondocks, and how I couldn't get a job. How am I gonna get a job when I'm fiending for this crack? And so I needed to get away from the area. So I got away from the area. Anyways, they put me out. My brother couldn't come get me. He ain't had no car. Ain't nobody got no money. It's just a bad situation. So the man gave me a ride to Walmart. I seen all the security out there. I said, I ain't finna go to jail out here. So I seen another man and I asked him, I said, sir, can you please give me a ride to the Greyhound bus station? Now my second plan was to go to the Greyhound bus station and ask somebody could they buy me a ticket. I know it sounds crazy, but I was gonna do it. The man said yes. So I got in his truck. And I don't know, maybe from the walking and me mentally being tired, but I went to sleep in this stranger's truck. I woke up, I seen a sign at the side. My eyes said BB King. And I said, am I in Memphis, Tennessee? And he was like, yes. I said, no, I told you to take me to the Greyhound bus station. And he just said, he didn't say anything. I said, oh my goodness. So I guess I will stay here. I said, I told myself, you know what, I'm going to stay here. Because going back to Gulfport, I was surely going to be a mess. At least here, I can have a new start. You know what I'm saying? So I asked the man, I just asked him. I said, sir, can you buy me a room? And he said, yeah. Nobody but God. Didn't have to sleep with him, nothing. Just, yes. So we pulled up to the Motel 6. And he goes and pays $75 for the room. Walks me to my room. Pulls out his wallet again. Gives me $20. And said, I wish you good luck. So there I am in this room in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm like, what the heck? I couldn't believe it. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. All right. Okay, so the next morning I got up, went and got me a cup of coffee, and started walking the streets of Memphis. But God is so good because, see, when I was in rehab, I remember a girl telling me, God always gives you nuggets. He's never going to put you in a situation where you don't have a way out. Where you do not have a way out. Do you hear me? Okay, so I remember her saying that if you ever visit Memphis and you need help, go to the hospitality hub. So I remember that. So I started asking people, where's the hospitality hub at? People were sending me all over the place. Like they just didn't know where it was at. I had started walking, Lord have mercy, everywhere. And then, at this point, I stood in the middle of the street, started screaming. I'm so tired. It was so hot. It was so hot. I'm just walking here, walking there, walking here, walking there, walking here, walking there. And I remember just standing up there screaming. And now the security guard seen me. And he said, come here, baby. And I remember walking over there to him. He said, you tired, huh? I said, yes. He said, you go over there and you stand by that bus stop. And you tell that bus driver to take you to the hub. Okay, baby? And I don't know if he just knew I didn't have no money or I looked like I didn't have no money because I didn't. He gave me $3. And I went on and stood over there. And because I had bought me something to eat with the 20. I had got me a cup of coffee. You know how it is. So I went and stood over there. And when I got on the bus, I said, can you please get me to the hospitality hub? And he said, I'm going past there. I'll show you where it's at. So I get to the hospitality hub, which is a place that helps people if you don't have nowhere to go, like homeless people. Okay? And so I walk in there and I'm like, I am from Gulfport, Mississippi. I don't have nowhere to go. I don't know nothing out here. I don't know anything. I don't know anybody. I need help. She was like, oh, you got to come back tomorrow. It's late. And I started crying. I'm like, listen, I don't know anybody. I can't sleep outside. This ain't Gulfport. I don't know nothing about these people. So she said she wrote down the address to a church. And I remember getting a ride to this church. I asked some random person for a ride. And they gave me a ride. And it was so many people out there. And I remember asking somebody saying, are you guaranteed a place to sleep? They said no. Like, they take children and mothers first, and then singles. It was a lot of children out there. It was a lot of children and women out there. I just did not even see myself. And so I said, so if you don't get picked, you just have to sleep outside? He said, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. What have I got myself into? What have I got myself into? At least in Gulfport, I could call my brother and be like, hey, can you come get me, please? And I could stay at his house. Man, so I don't know what it was, but I started walking. And I remember seeing some, like the little nuns, like little nuns working outside of a place. And I remember walking up there and to say if they had any place that I could sleep. But the little nun came up to me and she was like, where you been? Are you the one that's supposed to be here at 5 o'clock? I say, now, rightfully, I wasn't the one that's supposed to be there at 5 o'clock. But I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, that's me. You're late. I say, I know, I'm so sorry. I know I was wrong, y'all, but I wasn't finna sleep outside, and I don't know what you talking about, who called or who, whatever. Anyway, she opened the gate, she let me in. She said, put your things right there. I didn't have nothing but a purse. Put it right there. Do you have any clothes? I said, no. So how are you going to take a bath? I said, I don't know. Tomorrow you get clothes. You go to churches somewhere to get clothes. Okay? So she checked me in, told me what the rules of the house was. It was a shelter, y'all. I got in there. Okay? Nice bed. My nice little area. And they give you 3 weeks to get yourself together. Now, I'm telling y'all, 3 weeks go by fast. And you really can't find nowhere to stay in 3 weeks. You can't even hardly find a job in 3 weeks. But, anyways, back to the beginning of that story. They let me in there. They checked me in or whatever. The girl that originally supposed to came for 5 o'clock, she's like, I'm late. I just got off work. I'm sorry. And she said, what? Like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, Lord, don't let them know that I am not the girl. Please don't let them know. Don't put me out. Don't put me out. Don't put me out. But I was. Then I started feeling bad about the girl. Lord, don't let them put her out either. Lord, I'm in her spot. I'm in her spot. So she's come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. So they gave her a spot too. So I was just so happy, girl. Girl, eventually I did tell her though. I was like, girl, I had took your spot. She was like, what? I'm like, yes. I mean, I was gonna tell them, like, I'm not gonna let them put her out. Or maybe I would. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't have to figure it out either. But anyway, so yeah. I'm sitting up there in this shelter for about 3 weeks. Every day I'm going out trying to find a job. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Oh my gosh. Next thing I know, dang, it's just so much I can say. I didn't get no job. And it was getting closer to me to have to leave. And I remember going back to the hospitality hub and telling them that I was hungry and stuff like that. So within the 3 weeks, I had got my food stamps. And so I had food stamps. And I needed some place to go. So then we were talking about another rehab. So I went to that rehab because I didn't have nowhere to go. After I left the Sisters, that's the name of the shelter called Sisters. After I left them, I didn't have nowhere else to go after that. And then I'm just like in a shelter and nowhere to go. And then, so after the 3 weeks was up, I'm trying to think, y'all. After the 3 weeks was up, I went to another rehab. And the reason why I was going to rehab is to have a place to stay. So I went to another rehab and I stayed there for like 2 weeks. And then Salvation Army called me. Yes. Mm-hmm. Salvation Army called me. That's a extended stay. Like you can stay like up to 6 months there at the Salvation Army. I was so glad when they called me. Now, mind you, I had met this girl, Sonia. Her name is Sonia. I had met her while I was at one of the shelters, and she had been letting me. That's what it was. She had been letting me stay with her. And but it was just getting crazy because I was having to sell my food stamps to get cigarettes because she was like, I need a cigarette. And I had to go up there and just beg people, can I buy your food so I can get cigarettes in order to stay at her house. She was smoking. And I got tired of selling my food stamps for cigarettes for her. Like I'm having to buy food, buy cigarettes with my food stamps. Okay? This is for real. So I'm like, oh, man. So finally they called me. She's like, I'm so happy they done called you, girl. She really wasn't happy for me. Not for real. And it's so crazy because I thought she was, but she wasn't. Anyways, I said, I'm going to leave my stuff here at your house, but I'll come back and get it. So when I got to the Salvation Army, they told me I couldn't leave for 3 days because there's something about they got to watch you. I don't know what it was. So I couldn't go back and let her know what was going on. I had to stay there. If I was there, I had to stay there. They gave me clothes and stuff like that. They gave me my own room, my little space, everything. I was so happy. And I was doing so good. Somebody had told me to go to on a place called Democrat. It's a road called Democrat to go to FedEx. Go up there and put in an application. So I caught the bus up there. And my sister-in-law just kept sending me money like $10, $15. Like she was good to me. That's why anything she can get. So I went to FedEx, put in my application. I was still staying at Salvation Army, and I was leaving every day, just putting in job applications, going to the library, putting in job applications. I ain't smoking no crack because I'm scared because they got fentanyl out here, real bad. So that's what made me not really smoke no crack at all, because I'm just scared that nah. And so I'm at FedEx. So they called me for a job. And I was so happy. I was sitting there with this girl that I know, I'm not going to say her name, at the Salvation Army, telling her what I done did, how I got me a good job, and she was like, you know what, I feel like I want to go smoke. I want to get high. And why did she say that? Why did she say that? And then it's like the spirits are real. Like they will attach themselves to you. Seriously, like they really, really will. So, I was like, well, damn, well, we can go do it. You know, we just can't be crazy with it. Like you can control crack cocaine. Now I'm trusting her because I'm not gonna go ahead and buy no crack because you know the right people, right? They ain't gonna kill us, right? Yeah. Well, I found some crack out here. She found some and I hit it and I went to running again in Memphis with her. Oh my God. But I still got my job now. Okay. You got to make it back to the shelter before 7:00. Or this is what it is, you get put out. When we hit that crack, we went to running all night. She tried to come up with an excuse, like I went to the hospital to try to get an excuse. And like, no. There I was, back homeless again. With a job, but homeless. Because I done went with this girl on a crack spree out here. Honest to God. So I'm working. And I go back to the sisters and ask them could I stay for a little short period. They let me stay there to get myself back together. So now I'm not on nobody crack cocaine, but baby, she just just talking about it, just whatever. And so, I got myself together. I started work at FedEx about a month ago. Okay. And they Salvation Army put us out. I forgot about that part. They put us out. Like, bye. They got too many people in here that need a place to stay for to be playing with y'all, which I understand. And so, but you know what was so crazy about it? They let her come back. And when I called and asked could I come back, and they were like, no. I don't get that. She the one got me out there smoking the crack, talking about crack and all this mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But God just had something better in store for me. And so I started working and I got this room. I'm renting a room, like a rooming house. And so I'm just so grateful to the Lord for just having mercy on me. Because it's not no joke being out there homeless in these streets. You hear me? And so, I'm working. It's not a lot of hours right now, but I'm able to see my way a little bit. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful to that. And I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about myself and just, kind of put y'all in the mind frame of who I am. I'm a really good person. I just been through a lot. And I just want y'all to go through my journey with me. That's all. If y'all can give me some advice, I'm an open book. I'm a life unscripted. Okay? Anyways, let me get ready for work. I love you guys. Bye.